Welcome or welcome back on WatchAdvisor on YouTube. It's Alexander speaking, your host. And today, once again, I do have the pleasure to present you a hands-on video. But the man who will do the hands-on is in Biel. It is Gregory Kissling, Head of Product Development of Omega, and he will show you in all details the new Omega Speedmaster Chronograph with the new Calibre 321 called as nicknamed Ed White in Steel.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
If you do so, you have the chance to win the brand new iPhone 12 Pro. The happy winner will be announced in the community section tab January 2021. Good luck.
I couldn't make it to Biel this time. This is why I'm sitting in my house in front of some of the books you see here, relaxed. I will watch the presentation of Gregory as you will it. I will ask my questions. And Jorge, my cameraman and editor, will put the entire thing together later on. So good luck, guys. From my side, I'm looking forward to discover the watch. Greg, the stage is yours. Please present us the wonderful Ed White.
So it's in this box. I will open it. As you can see, this is the Moonwatch box with all the accessories inside the box. And here we are with a Speedmaster 321 in stainless steel. It's a very nice watch, which is inspired by the third generation of the Speedmaster. I was just talking before about the fourth generation, which is the base for the inspiration for the Snoopy one. But here we have the Speedmaster 321 in stainless steel. And as you can see, the case body is symmetrical. And the design of the watch is really inspired by the ST 105003. And we have the great opportunity at Omega to have the Jensen watch. So we took as a reference the Jensen watch and we made a tomography not only for the movement itself but also for the case, which is actually the same case body as the first generation of the Speedmaster of the ST 105003. So the first, second and third generation, they share the same case body. And size, it's exactly 39.7 millimeters. There's no protection for the pushers and the crown. And the collectors, they really like to name this generation the Ed White generation. The astronaut Ed White, who makes the first American spacewalk a few weeks after Leonov. It was in 1965. And this generation, this third generation of Speedmaster was actually the first Omega out of space. I mean, it was the first spacewalk for the Omega. And there's a very nice anecdote regarding the astronaut Ed White. He actually wore two Speedmaster because he wanted to have the mission time and the Houston time. Okay.
So he was an early Mr. Hayek wearing lots of watches.
If you want. Talking about the bracelet, as you can see, and I think the collectors, the fans, they love it. You see the flat links, very nice bracelet, very comfortable on the wrist, but with the quality standard of today. You can see here the screws for doing the sizing. The clasp is also very well executed.
Can you adjust the length through the clasp?
No, you cannot. You cannot. And of course, you have the middle link, which is satin brush, and the external links are polished in order to match perfectly with the polished surface of the straight lugs. Another thing which is very important to mention is the finishing of the lugs. If you take, for example, the first Omega in space we have in our collection, which is actually linked with the second generation of the Speedmaster, it was in 1963, we introduced a facet, between the case band and the top surface of the lugs. And we thought that this facet was part of the case body. We discovered it wasn't the case because when we took a first Speedmaster, first generation, we took it from a collector untouched. We discovered that this facet did not exist. This facet was actually created by the customer service. The customer service, when they did a service of the watch, of the entire watch, they introduced this kind of facet between the case band and the top surface of the lugs. So, and
I suppose the customer service in Biel in the headquarters.
And also everywhere. I mean, we have not only the customer service in Biel, but we have also the customer service in different regions of the world. Another point is the bezel. Instead of having a black aluminum bezel, we have a black ceramic. It's an oxide of zirconium, black ceramic bezel. And the tachymeter is made with white enamel. I explained you the process before with the Snoopy watch. So we first produce the black ceramic bezel, and then with the laser we engrave the iconic legendary tachymeter. Of course, we put the dot over 90, the diagonal to 70, and then we filled with the white enamel. In this case, everything is made by hand. And at the end, we remove the excess of white enamel, and then we polish the top surface. So that's for the bezel. But before talking about the dial, let's talk about the glass. We didn't put a azalite crystal, but we decided to introduce a sapphire glass on the top, but also on the case back with anti-reflective treatment underneath. The dial is also really inspired by the third generation, the Edward generation. So we introduced the little step dial between the flat surface of the dial and the bevel. There's a little gap, a little step, and that's why the collectors, they like to mention, oh, this is a step dial. So this step makes exactly 0.05 mm. And if you do remember, the lume was actually applied. And after a few decades of wearing, you could see that the lume was not really stick to the dial. We decided to change a little bit the design for the indexes. So instead applying the lume on the top surface of the dial, we decided to machine some room in order to fill this room with a vintage lume. So we slightly changed also the color of the lume to get this light vintage color. So therefore, you have more volume for the lume, and therefore the intensity and the length are much better than before. This is for the dial. Of course, we applied the old Omega logo on the dial, which is in brass and with a rhodium plating treatment. And for the hands, we have the baton style hand. Of course, if you think about the broad arrow style hand with the first generation, then the second generation, we had the alpha shaped hand, and from the third generation, we had this baton style hand, which is actually the style of the Moonwatch hands. Talking about the minute hand and the central chronograph hand, these two ends are domed in order to follow the beveled dial. Instead, also using a black varnish dial, we decided to go with a black galvanic treatment in order to have more details for the three sub-dials. That's it for the dial, for the face of the watch. Now let's turn the watch over, and you will see that the case back is transparent in order really to see and to admire the finishing and the beauty of the 3-2-1 movement. And as you can see, you have this double beveled case back, and of course the case back is not plain but features sapphire glass. And the sapphire glass has also two anti-reflective treatment on both sides. It's like you are touching really the components of the 3-2-1 movement. Don't see there's a glass, sapphire glass, thanks to these two treatments.
This new Speedmaster has such a wonderful, beautiful back that some of the collectors said the watch should have an attachment for the strap so you can wear it both sides round. Or strap or bracelet. So I'm also talking about the new Snoopy, of course, but both of these new Omega watches do look so gorgeous from the backside. So it would be nice to have kind of an attachment for the strap or bracelet so one could wear the watch on both sides.
Exactly.
And it's not limited, but limited by production means you are bringing out a certain number per year and these are sold and that's it. I think if I remember correctly, you were talking about 1,000 pieces per year.
Exactly. It's about this amount, and everything is made in our 321 workshop. So the assembly of the movement is made by this workshop. There's one watchmaker doing the assembly of the movement and then doing the assembly, the T2 of the watch. So everything is made in this workshop, and that's why we have a capacity of roughly 1,000 movement a year.
Is the 321 steel version also offered in the box with a NATO or a strap?
Yeah, exactly. This is the same box as the platinum one. So we do have in this box a magnifying glass also with a tachymeter scale on it. And we have some accessories. We have a NATO strap, but we have also the Velcro strap for the astronaut, plus a tool for changing the strap.
Very good. So this is part of the watch and comes with it.
Exactly.
Very nice. Thank you very much for presenting this marvel.
You're welcome.
Lots of waiting lists I've heard are already have been building up. People keen to get their 321 in steel. So I hope that we can bring some pictures to the screens of our viewers and make them either make them the weight easier in sense of that they can see the watch for our video, or maybe inspire some others to still go for the watch.
Just one more thing. Did you know there's a secret signature on that product? On the sapphire glass?
No. Are you playing Breguet a little bit?
No. As you know, on the Azalite glass, there's always the Omega logo, which is stamped because it's a plastic. It's plastic glass, so underneath there's always this Omega logo. As I said before, there's a sapphire glass, but what we did, we decided to reproduce this Omega logo not underneath the sapphire glass, but inside the sapphire glass. So thanks to the latest laser generation, it was possible to engrave inside the thickness of the sapphire. It was possible to engrave the Omega logo.
And where is it? Can you point it out? Where do we find it?
In the middle of the watch.
Do you have one more thing, or is it okay?
Not now. You will discover later.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gregory.
You're welcome, Alexander.
Thank you so much for presenting us this new wonderful chronograph of Omega, the new Speedmaster nicknamed Ed White. I hope you liked the video as much as I do because I was watching it as you are watching it right now. I am sitting, as I told in the beginning, at home in Vienna in my house. I couldn't make it to Biel this time, unfortunately. It was Gregory and Jorge who presented us the watch in Biel. We're putting the video together. I'm looking forward to upload it to you guys. Please let me know how you liked it, what you think about the 321 Ed White. Use the comment section, of course, as always. Post your comments and your requests, and I'm more than happy to answer them. All the best from my side for today, and stay tuned on WatchAdvisor and YouTube. There's much more to come, of course. Bye-bye.